She's a vegetable who's been asleep for 40 years. But as soon as something falls she catches it. The new doctor couldn't believe it. He immediately reported the discovery to his boss. But instead of being taken seriously he was ridiculed. But Sal knew it meant something. He went through the case files. He found more than 30 patients in the hospital. All of them had been labeled as atypical. Sal began to test these patients. The results were what he expected. These patients react strongly to certain things. Take this patient for example. Stop the scrolling TV and his eyes would look away. If he switched it back he continued to stare at the TV. He was puzzled. The female patient stood up. It seemed the table was blocking her way. So he asked someone to remove the table. The patient was really moving forward. He didn't know what she was doing. Sal helped her to remove all the obstacles. When she reaches the edge of the floor grid the patient stops again. She didn't move no matter how Sal tried to pull her. Sal looked at the water fountain not far away and thought she wanted a drink. But even when Sal put the water in her hand, the patient had no intention of taking it. Until this day. Searle saw the girl outside the window playing a game of hopscotch. He realized something. He immediately painted the entire floor of the lounge in a black and white checkerboard. Then he led the female patient here. She walked straight ahead. She didn't aim for the water fountain. She went to the window and looked out. Sal started looking through a lot of medical books. He finally realized that their symptoms pointed to a disease called sleeping encephalitis. It was an epidemic during World War I, but there was no cure. Sal lined up similar patients. He picked out those who could respond. Put them all in one room. More and more patients were found. They were all holding baseballs that represented hope. Sal tested them. Some of them responded to sad music. Some responded to music that was moving. What's even stranger is that when one person makes a move everyone follows it with intensity. This led Sal to believe that the patients had a different signaling button. If they found it they could be cured. But there was only one patient who hadn't found a breakthrough.